Good everyone, my name is Yeshua Amolegbe, and this is my pitch for the last to leave the island challenge. Now, I like to do things creatively, so I switched it up a little bit and added a twist to it. Mine is gonna be the age 1 to 100 fight for an island. I picked this because one of my favorite videos and one of the best videos I feel like has been done on Mr. Beast's channel was the age 1 to 100 fight to $500,000. I feel like I felt a lot connected to it because it was, first of all, very wholesome. It's like seen from the little kids to the grown-ups to the old people. I felt a certain connection with the 21-year-old just because I'm also 21. So I felt some kind of investment in who was going to win. And I feel like every other person has this same kind of investment and everybody wanted to watch this kind of video. The first scene is you're gonna see the age 1 to 100, every single person on the screen, from the baby to the very old, to the old person. The next thing you know, they transported from the front of your screen to the middle of the ocean. You're gonna be standing on 2 planks raised high up above the water. What's going on? Each team is gonna be split into 50-50. The odd team and the evil team. Age 1 to 99, odd team. 2 to 100, even team. They're gonna do a tug of war, just like the one in Squid Game. Whoever loses falls down in between the gap between the two planks of wood. But instead of falling down to the ground, they're gonna fall down into the middle of the ocean. This instantly grabbed everybody's attention because, like, it's just a bunch of people standing in the middle of the ocean. Instantly grabs everybody's attention. We do this first challenge, and the winning team of 50 are standing, and the rest of the 50 fall into the water. As the 50 is celebrating, and they're still just kind of like happy, like they don't even know each other, but just happy and hug each other because they won. Mr. Beast's gonna say, "Good, congratulations, you guys have won the first challenge. Now you guys have to vote one person out of your team out." This instantly creates an additional depth into this video because it's like, we just won, and now you're gonna make us kick somebody out. But there's another twist. Eventually, as they pick that one person is actually not getting kicked out. Now the one person has to pick 20 people within his team of the people who betrayed him and kick 20 people out. He could decide to either come back in and pick 20 out. He can come back in and replace somebody, or he could just decide to go out and with the remaining 20 people. So now we've gone from 100 to 30 people. We go to the next challenge. The next challenge is blind sailing. We're gonna among this entire group of 30 people, we're gonna pair up an older person and a younger person, be that a 15-year-old and a 50-year-old, a 60-year-old and a 12-year-old. Just create that juxtaposition between an old person and a young person. We're gonna put each of them on a canoe of 50. So we have 15 teams now of two people each, an old person and a young person. We're gonna blindfold the older person and make the older person canoe while the younger person directs them. They're gonna be directing them on how to get to the island. So the old person is canoeing to the island while the young person is directing them. The first 6 teams to reach the island go on to the next stage. Everybody else kicked out automatically. Just that juxtaposition of an old person and a young person on the same team, and a young person is directing the old person on where to go to, is going to instantly create such a wholesome and like an intriguing feeling to the audience. Now they've gotten to the first six have gotten to the island. Fantastic. Now that the old people have gotten them here, the next challenge is the old person has to sit out and watch the young people compete. The 6 young people are gonna compete in a game of Simon Says. Now, the winner of this Simon Says will go on to the next stage. But the thing about it is, the older person has to sit down on the sidelines and just support and watch. His faith on him getting this island sits down on a younger person being able to win this Simon Says challenge. So at this point, their faith relies on this younger person. So it's just going to be interesting to see this 40-year-old watch a 4-year-old or a 10-year-old play for him to win the island or not. Eventually, from 6 kids, we're going to go to 1 kid, the 1 kid who wins the Simon Says challenge. The 1 kid and the 1 adult now go to the final stage. Now, this final stage, they're going to compete amongst each other. Remember that they were always on the same team. It was always teams. Now the two people in the team are gonna compete against each other for the island. Here's the thing: they've gone to this far. They've beat everybody else in the 3 or 4 other challenges. So they have the choice to either split, meaning they each get $100,000 and they leave, and nobody fights for the island anymore. They leave as cool team members and everything is good. Or they could challenge. If they could both challenge and fight for the island, meaning one person gets the island, one person gets nothing. Here's the twist: if one person said, I want to challenge, and one person said they want to split, the person who says they want the challenge gets the island automatically. And the one person who gets a split leaves without anything. If they both say they want to challenge, they go off to the challenge. So let's say they both say they want to challenge, they go off to the challenge. The moment they both say they want the challenge, Mr. Beast is going to say, okay, turn around. And they're both going to play one game of rock, paper, scissors for the island. The winner of the rock, paper, scissors gets the island, and the other person gets nothing. Now let's go to the editing phase and the entire storytelling phase. I know Mr. Beast is intent on creating more. I heard from one of his interviews, he's intent on creating more storytelling into his videos. So this is how we're going to do that. Throughout the entire video, we're going to pay attention to 3 teams of 2 people each. We're going to create a character investment on these 3 teams. Be that these 3 teams, we're going to spend way more screen time and attention on these 3 people. The first team, at the beginning, we're going to spend a lot more time showing their relationship, so the audience could kind of root for them a little bit. The next thing you know, they're getting kicked out. We as editors already know they're going to be kicked out, but it's kind of going to create such a weird, twisted kind of feeling to the audience, because we thought these guys are the main characters. These guys are showing us this. Well, we already have this relationship with them. Now they're kicked out. It's going to be weird. Okay, we do it for another team, a second team. Now the audience is going to have investment. I think these guys are going to win. They get kicked out. And eventually, and then obviously the third team who ends up going to the last stage. The third team, we're going to create such a kind of a parental, because it's an older person, a younger person. We're going to create such a parental type of relationship. We're going to build a relationship that we can see them growing, seeing them trusting each other more and more and more, till they get to the end of the challenge, where they end up having to challenge each other and see if they're going to fight for the island or not. I feel like with this, we're gonna have a high retention rate, just because of so many twists and the intensity of the challenges and the relationship and the wholesomeness. I feel like this achieves the goal of adding storytelling to such an interesting challenge. This is my pitch for the Let's Leave the Island challenge. Thank you.